Shalom. Before I begin this video, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruach HaKodesh. Also as well, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. They continue to rule very well to this very day. Let us continue to feed and fly through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. And also as well, shalom to the whole elect. Let's continue to labor in his work. And also labor to show for your diligence to make your calling and election sure in all faith, truth and sincerity, and also in all charity. All right, and the topic of this video is going to be entitled The Love for Blood. All right, and this is pursuing onto, the recent occurrence that took place at the camp, a few days ago, in which, you had these Edomites that rolled up on the camp, that were armed, like in SWAT equipment, or basically, heavily armed police, and if you haven't tuned into the live stream, basically, they just rolled up to the camp, and then, they were just watching the brothers, they were standing on the other side, in which, when we observed these Edomites that were there, you can tell that they were ready to shed blood, and that's how these Edomites that are, that's in these police forces, that's a part of, Esau's unit, so to speak, the authorities that's patrolling, the cities, that's the mind state that they're in today, Esau Edom, which is the true biblical nationality of the so-called white man, his love for blood, exceeds all, okay, because he doesn't stray away from it, and as you see today, as things continue to spiral out of control, this man is going to lust for blood even further. His lust for blood is going to get even more intense to the point to where he's just going to just open up on our people, because our people are the main targets for him, because he despises our people. His hatred for our people also exceeds everything, man. Because, like I mentioned in the live stream, spiritual thoughts in transit, when I just recently did, I mentioned that, this man is ready, is the hatred that he has for our people goes back, to the ancient world. Okay. And guess what? That's going to be even more pronounced as the days go on. Okay. And that's why you see, Jake getting gunned down in the streets, by Edomites, who are a part of the authorities, because again, that hatred is deep rooted. Okay. And when the time comes, when all hell breaks loose and Jacob's trouble is at the head, or it commences, pursuant to Jeremiah, the 30th chapter and the 7th verse, that's when he's really going to show his horns towards our people. All right. But I'm going to go ahead and hop into the precepts I have here. I got a few that I want to go into. Okay, so this is the book of Psalms, chapter 55. And I'm starting at verse 23. It says, but thou, O power, shalt bring them down into the pit. All right, and Salaki, let me do this first. It said, but thou, O power, shalt bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in thee. All right, you see that? So, again, it says, bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days. And that's why the Lord is speeding up the times. Okay. He's speeding up the times because this man is bloody and deceitful. All right. And he doesn't shy away from that blood and that deception. Okay. Because that's in his DNA. The Lord created, certain of the people to be a certain way. Okay. Just how he made the nation of Israel the way that we are, we're known as the salt of the earth, and we are meant to be rulers on the planet Earth. and dwell in righteousness according to the words that the Lord has given us. Okay. And you have Esau that was created to be the wicked. Okay. That was created to take peace away from the earth. Okay. That's also in his genetic makeup. That's the way, that's how the Lord made him, and then of course you got the other nations, which are just there. They're there to just be citizens, because when you have somebody that's in rulership, you have to have subjects. You have to have people that the way that it's structured. You have people that are in rulership, and then you have the ones that serve underneath the ones that are in rulership. And the same thing is today. You got Edomites that are in rulership, right? The nation Edom that's in rulership, and you have slaves, servants, okay, in the form of employment, and these are tokens of captivity, which we have, which is deemed as, it comes underneath the guise of identification, okay. But again, like it says here, it says, bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days, okay. So go ahead and hop to the next precept. So this book of Proverbs, chapter 29, this is at verse 10. All right. It says, the bloodthirsty hate the upright. Right. And that's why when we teach this word, these Edomites feel some type of way, when they see Israel standing up, joining together underneath the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai. This devil, it garners a response from these Edomites, okay? Because they see the power. They see the power that we're coming with, all right? And the power that we're coming with, is intimidating them, and that's why they're poised to arm themselves against us, even though we just preaching the word. That's all we're doing. We're just teaching the word, right? Reading the scriptures and reading the prophecy. And we're telling them about their judgment and what's about to come, all right? But they feel inclined to meet us with the sword. And you know what? And that's all right. That's natural for them to do that. Why? Because the Lord said that was going to happen, okay? That this man was going to come at us with the sword, okay? And try to put us underneath the sword, okay? And in the hopes of offsetting the prophecies, okay? So again, it says the bloodthirsty hate the upright, right? So again, that's why these devils were inclined to come up to the camp, fully armed, they had a bulletproof vest, they were dressed down to the T, had combat boots, M16s, all right? And yeah, these devils had M16s, man, all right? And one of them, was ready. They had the rifle, on their hands. It's a certain pose. It's kind of hard to explain, but how whenever you have your hands a certain way on the rifle, in other words, that's the pose whenever something jumps off. When something jumps off, they can just go ahead and point the rifle right then and there at the snap of a finger and just pull the trigger. All right. And one of those Edomites were poised to do that, because they saw this as something that was dangerous, But like I said, that's the response that we anticipate. Okay. And you already know that they have orders from the higher ups to do certain things. All right. So, no matter what, even though they try to come at us with the sword, Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai is going to stand in to defend us. All right. Now, what happened was that the Lord created a diversion. Okay. Basically something happened, further down the street from us, which got their attention. And they had no choice but to deal with whatever was going down the street. Okay. And take their attention off of us. And we know that was Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai that stood in the gaps for us. That lets you know that he was in the midst, okay? And he protected us, from the hands of our enemies, okay? And that's just a snippet of what the Lord is capable of doing, because remember, the Lord, Yahweh Bashmel Shai, is the master of scenarios, okay? And guess what? The Lord set up that scene perfectly to where it worked out in our favor, because once they pulled up, and they thought they were going to move us from our square, just by, trying to intimidate us. But the Lord, got over on them by having, that incident happen down the street from us, okay? Which got their attention, and they just walked away, all right? Okay, because, they thought that we were going to, do something or, try to stir up some type of strife. But no, man, this thing is spiritual. Now, what would happen if another camp was there? Let's say ISUPK, or Sakari. Man, they would have opened fire on them, man. Okay, they would have definitely opened fire on those other camps. Okay, because they're not dealing in the spirit. Okay, because that's what we deal with on this side, man. We're dealing in the spirit of Yahweh Bashmel Shai. Okay, that is what we're dwelling in, and that's what we operate by. Okay, and if you're not operating in the spirit of Yahweh Bashmel Shai, you are going to get caught out here, man. Okay, you're going to get caught up in the sauce, so to speak. All right, and it could cost you your life. Okay, but Slakia for rambling on. I'm gonna go ahead and continue on the precepts. There's one more I want to grab. It's the book of Micah, chapter 7, and I'm gonna start at verse 2. It says, "The good man is perished out of the earth, and there is none upright among men. They all lie in wait for blood. They hunt every man his brother with a net," right? Because Esau, Edom, technically, he's the closest related to us. He like I said, this is a hatred that's going back to the ancient world, during the time of Jacob and Esau, okay, in which he is our brother. And guess what? He is hunting his brother with the net, okay, and lying in wait for his brother's blood once again, all right? The what happened between Cain and Abel, it trickles down to today, okay? Because his brother, all right, or our brother Cain is out for our blood, man. He's seeking to shed, the blood of Abel once again, okay? And he's doing it in the form of destroying our people with the sword, okay, which is his nature, all right? So that's why it says here that they all lie in wait for blood, and they hunt every man his brother with a net, right? And that net represents the system that he set up, man. Okay, which was set up for his benefit and was set up for our downfall. Okay, and people think it's a joke when we say that. No, man. These certain things that Esau has set up, it wasn't set up for us. Okay, because they don't even consider us a full man. They still have in their laws that we're only 3/5 of men. Okay, so that's how they look at us, man. And that's why the Lord is going to do some heavy damage to this man. All right. He's already doing it. Okay. In the form of destroying his kingdom and his rulership from the inside out. All right. But reading on, it says that they may do evil with both hands earnestly. The prince asketh, and the judge asketh for reward. And the great man, he uttereth his mischievous desires. So they wrap it up. The best of them is as a briar, right? So the best of these Edomites are as a briar, okay? Even the best of them is the worst, okay? It says the most upright is sharper than a thorn hedge. See that? So even the most upright among them, all right? And when they say upright, they're talking about upright on the left-hand side, all right? Basically the ones who are well-to-do, or better yet, the ones that are, looked at as, the most, so-called bright, or, the brightest, or the so-called brightest of these Edomites. Even them, they're sharper than a thorn hedge, which is cause, damage, and cause pain. Okay. It says, the day of thy watchman and thy visitation cometh. Now shall be their perplexity. See that? So now the watchmen are out and the visitation is coming, all right, to where the Lord's about to visit this place with wrath, okay? And it says, now shall be their perplexity. And we already ran into that word, all right? In other words, these people are going to be in continual suffering, all right? Especially these Edomites, because when they're going to feel it the most, all right, they're not used to suffering, but they will meet that energy, or they will see their suffering at the forefront, okay? Because when all hell breaks loose, that whole lofty, proud spirit that they carry with them is going to disappear, all right? And every one of them is going to fear for their lives, man, all right? And that is the judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai towards the wicked, okay? For not hating blood and continuing to pursue blood, all right? And guess what? Blood is going to meet him, all right? And it's going to speak against them, all right? And that is the reward that he's going to receive for doing that, man, all right? And that's in the law, okay? What does it say in the law? Eye for an eye, tooth for tooth, all right? And also as well, it says blood for blood, okay? Also another scripture, Numbers, all right, it says the land cannot be cleansed by that blood that was shed, but by the blood of him that shed it, all right? So that's what's coming, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and close out on that note. Lord's will is edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. Again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruach. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone everywhere to this day, and also Shalom, peace and safety, and salutations to the hopeful elect, continuing to labor in this work, and labor to show for your diligence to make your calling, election sure, in all faith, truth, and sincerity, and all charity. And with that, go say Shalom.